Crazy Craft, the heart and soul of historical Minecraft modding. One of the first packs to ever display the true potential for Minecraft mods. There were plenty before it, I'm sure. But Crazy Craft it was different. They did things a little differently. They showed us what we could really do on a grand scale. It's the first time something of this sort got so majorly popular. I've made it no secret that I am a very big fan of the old, the legacy, the untouchable, the very much ancient Minecraft mods, if you will. Something about them. It just brings me to something that I can call some semblance of home, I guess. The fact that these old versions may not be as polished or compatible. I love them dearly. See, these mods, while maybe not as up to date as more recent versions, a lot of them still hold their candle in the ring. Or at least if people remembered them, they would. I don't know why things are vomiting. But I mean, like, look at this. Look at that and tell me that that is not something that would require a professional. This this is the power of legacy mods. Now that is not to discredit modern modding. Alright. Or Spawn, Crazy Craft, all that. It holds a special place in my heart. Because of what it means to me. But at the same time, Minecraft mods themselves a very special place in my heart. And in the hearts of a lot of people. Not only are they an emotional attachment and an overall net positive for the game and the player base, but some mods have changed the base game of Minecraft forever and have become practically essential to the game being, well, keeping what it has today. Now you may be asking yourself, okay, why do I bring this up? Well, as of recently, I've learned of something that some people may consider concerning regarding modding and Mojang. recently something happened with Bedrock Edition that made modding of future versions basically next to impossible. They removed a core feature from the game on Bedrock Edition that allowed modding to take place and allowed Bedrock players to have access to features that previously only Java players had. Because there was, believe it or not, a modding platform for Bedrock Edition. Wasn't as widespread as Java, but there was one. And it utilized a certain element that Mojang had in the code for Bedrock Edition that allowed for modding, which in the most recent update they have removed, making modding for Bedrock Edition next to impossible. I'm not entirely versed on the ins and outs of how it all works, but a lot of this has raised concerns for a lot of people. Because some people theorize that it's because Microsoft wanted to have more people going to their store for add-ons rather than going to the modding community for free. Some people think it's because they want to get people who were previously modders to make add-ons for the marketplace. And those two can kind of go hand in hand. And if you don't know, add-ons are essentially a paid version of mods for Bedrock Edition. It's on the Microsoft Store for Bedrock Draft, and you can use currency that you can buy from Microsoft in order to purchase these add-ons. However, these add-ons are extremely limited in comparison to actual mods. And Microsoft has made an official statement about why they're doing this. And as they claim, it is to deal with the problem of hackers that they've apparently been having for a while on Bedrock Edition. However, this little change, from what we know, has done little to actually avert this problem. Yeah. Really, the only people that were actually hurt by this was the modding community of Bedrock Edition. And so this has raised concerns not only in the Bedrock Edition community, but but a few of those people who are in Java as well. Thinking, if they do something like this Bedrock Edition, what's stopping them from doing it with Java? Well, first of all, Java is a lot bigger, and the backlash would be insane. That's what the person that I learned this information from has said. And I couldn't agree more, but I think there's more to it. Right? The person that I learned this from spent the majority of their video explaining how they removed the mods and for what reasons. And basically, the majority of the video was concerning about the future of mods, and then he ended it off by saying that Java Edition really didn't have much to worry about because of its immense, well, size. But I'm going to go a bit more in depth into the reassuring side here because I have a few more things to say that will probably put you all at ease. Alright, now the first bit of good news, it comes from how Minecraft itself operates. As many people know, you don't just have to play the most recent updated version of the game, as clearly represented here. You can go back to whatever version of the game you want, pretty much. Every single snapshot and version of the game is recorded and playable at any time, and thus any changes made in future updates can be reverted simply by going back to a previous version. Hence why I'm able to show you guys footage of Crazycraft right now. But the thing is, no one can touch the older versions. Alright? They're solidified. They're there to stay. They've been there since the beginning and they will continue to be there from, well, forever. As long as Minecraft is around. Having said that, the older versions that are still compatible with mods will always be there. We'll always have our old mod engines that can run the old mods. The modding scene will just be kind of stuck in the older versions, even if they do somehow manage to stop mods in future updates, which will not be able to happen. But even if they did, they would be forced to reevaluate their choices practically immediately. Let me explain to you why. It is widely known that Minecraft is one of the most modded games in the world. Quite possibly, very probably the most modded game in the world. And the modding goes to such extremes that if I had to take just a random numerical guess, I'd say about 30 to 50% of Minecraft's entire player base is what I would call a modder. Someone who, at one point or another, uses mods to change the experience of Minecraft in some way, to add something to the game, change something that they want changed, right? Horror packs in the more recent versions, Crazycraft in the older versions, Feed the Beast in the more middle ground versions. All that stuff. Throughout history, Minecraft has been a heavily modded game, and its player base has been a heavily modded player base. And you might be thinking, well, those 30 to 50% might be a significant number, but that's not the majority. Wrong. You see, when I say modders, I'm mainly referring to the people who specifically want to change the game of Minecraft and the way it operates in some way. Add something to the game or change something about what goes on in the game. But mods don't just add, change, or subtract stuff from the game. They can also just refine specific features, make things operate better behind the scenes. Talking about earlier, about how certain mods have become practically essential to Minecraft as a whole and its success. I want you to think about how big a digital success Minecraft is throughout media, with YouTubers, streamers, the works, all of that. But as we all know, Minecraft is not a small game, and in many cases, doing a lot of the crazy things that we see in Minecraft, well, not all PCs are built to handle absolutely insane nonsense that you can pull off in Minecraft. But yet you still see a significant amount of YouTubers, streamers, and everything under the sun playing Minecraft and doing crazy things in them. And yeah, you do see a couple instances of my PC, it's dying, and things like that. But generally speaking, the majority of videos go by smoothly. The majority of videos and streams. Now, why do you think that is? Is it A, because the majority of streamers and YouTubers have good PCs? B, because Minecraft is heavily optimized to be able to be run at, at those low hard drive levels? Or C, it's C. There is a mod which optimizes the game for Mojang. It is one of the biggest, longest running mods, possibly the longest running mod in the entire history of modding. Not just Minecraft, in general. This specific mod allows for the optimization, not only optimization, but the specific altering of certain ways that the game is loaded and operated, how things render, how things behave, the math of the game, how the world generates. You can specifically alter these things with ease using this mod. In addition to that, it is also one of the only mods, one of the only things at all, actually, used to run shaders for Minecraft. Yes, and I know you all love watching YouTubers and streamers with shaders. All right, they're one of the best things that happens in Minecraft visually in its entire history. Ever since the idea of Minecraft shaders has been created, they've been getting bigger and bigger, more advanced, because people love them. They love how it makes the game look, and it creates an insane experience for anyone who has them or who can watch someone who has them. And as far as I'm aware, these shaders can only be run through mods. Which mod am I referring to? I am, of course, referring to Optifine. This mod It allows the user to adjust graphical loading settings, mob behaviors, particle settings, everything down to very specific details to improve the game's performance, optimize it for your specific playstyle and your computer, obviously. So even those YouTubers and streamers who don't really dabble in modding, a huge percentage of them, they use Optifine, and even more non-video platform players do. So let's look at the numbers now. All right. If you think about how many players use things like shaders and want to just optimize their game in general because they have a bad PC. Now how much of the player base do you think actually uses mods, even if those mods aren't necessarily to change the experience of the game? That's going to reach into the vast majority of players. I play with Optifine whenever it's available, whenever I can. I don't have it on this pack right now because loading Crazy Craft is kind of touchy. And if I change something, it might not work because Crazy Craft just doesn't like my PC for some reason. And so I have to be very specific in when I change. Not the point. I'm also just too lazy to go and find the 1.7.10 version of Optifine. Point is, modders have created an experience that is almost essential to Minecraft. Even if it's not part of the base game, Java Edition Minecraft is, well, without Optifine, it would not be nearly as playable. You would see a lot less people with low end computers and whatnot playing Minecraft for long periods of time. Alright? So this mod is essential to a huge portion of Minecraft player base. Modding is not something that Mojang can get rid of without consequences. Now, I've already talked about the potential backlash of removing mods and how the immense player base that thrives off of mods would tear Mojang apart. Right, well, maybe not Mojang, Microsoft. All right, but let's say, for argument's sake, that didn't happen, and the devs stuck to their guns. They removed the ability to mod, well, removed the method that allows players to currently mod, stuck to their guns, and didn't appeal to the players, which is unlikely because Mojang has been trying to do that better in recent years after the whole drama that happened over the past couple of years. I don't think they want to tick off the Minecraft community anymore. But let's say, for argument's sake, that they did. That they went against their better judgment and remove mods and stuck to their guns. Or, well, the main method to mod, rather. Do you think players are gonna give in that easy? I mean, think about it. I want you to genuinely think how determined people can be, creative people can be when they want something. Alright? The worst decision you can make is challenging a creative person. Because it does not matter what you put in their way, what obstacles you try to use to deter them. They will find a way. And when they do, they will bust down every single wall you've made. Players will find a way to continue modding, and when they do, they are going to spread it like wildfire. Because modding is so important to Minecraft, and they do love the game. They don't want to see it die because the devs decided to make a stupid decision. And if we have them trying to remove the very thing that makes a huge portion of their game playable, people are going to be very determined to get that back. Right? Granted, a lot of previous mods will probably be left behind in this new era. But a lot of the bigger mods developed by bigger teams or just professional developers, they will be determined to get their own mods adapted to the newer methods and versions. Because those are actual businesses and, well, businesses need income. And yeah, when you basically how Forge operates is and how it keeps mods free is it basically uses advertisements on the platform to basically pay modders. And the more people who download your mod, the more you get. So the beloved mods that get converted will be top tier. There will be a huge motivation to convert them. But the minor mods developed by smaller developers who aren't quite as knowledgeable on these sorts of things, they'll probably get left behind. But what we will see is a huge wave of new mods coming from a whole different standpoint of development because people are going to yearn to fill the void that is there from a lack of the old mods. Alright? Think major mods like JEI and is Draconic Evolution still in the more recent versions? I don't know if they've updated that yet. Like the bigger, more popular mods, create. Create. I know that one is very popular in the more recent versions. Right? Big mods will definitely get converted to the new version with the new method. And on top of those big mods, you will see new mods being made specifically to fill the void of mods. Alright? It will bring in a whole wave because people are going to it's it's human behavior really. It's psychology. You take away one thing, they'll bring it back different. All right. Where you might have had a mod that makes, say say you have a mod in the earlier versions that makes cactus people that sometime appear when you break cactuses and attacks you. Well, that mod's gone now, but suddenly there's someone who's motivated to make new mods for the new era. They figure out the method to create mods. And suddenly they add a freaking cactus magic mod. Like, a magic mod specifically themed around manipulating cacti. This whole new wave of mods is just a sort of theory that I'm playing with, but I do think that it's definitely plausible because let's be honest, people are going to want mods. And where there's a desire for something, there's business. And people are going to see a whole new wave of potential in this new method of modding. It's it's a human desire to fill a void along with good business. Right? Bigger mods will likely get adapted, and you might even see some of the bigger developers starting to create new mods with the new method because they might find they could do some stuff now that they couldn't do before because of the new method. I don't know why it's foggy. Not the point. It is trying to keep the modding community down would be like trying to lock the door on frick, what was my analogy? It would be like having someone in a glass bubble door and you decide to lock the door, but you forget there's a bunch of rocks inside the glass bubble. I guess dome would be the more accurate thing. Alright, so what if you lock the door? They're just gonna throw rocks at the dome and break the dome. It may be harder and painful to get out that way, but they find a way. Eventually, those scars will heal. Will be better than ever. Mods aren't going anywhere. We won't let them. But yeah, guys. Thanks again for tuning into this little talk. I know I'm a little late to the party because what I saw was uploaded like almost 2 weeks ago, but you know, things can flare back up again, and I wanted to strike while the iron was still somewhat hot, and hopefully put some fears to rest. You know, because I I believe in the Minecraft modding community, and I also, believe it or not, believe in Mojang. They've made some stupid decisions, but they're not that dumb. And I do really appreciate all that they do because at the end of the day, they've made something amazing. And they wouldn't be so reckless as to watch it be destroyed so easily. They're smarter than that. Oh dear gosh. Game, please. Yeah. I hope this has put some of you guys' fears to rest a bit, if you guys were having worries, that is. Because mods aren't going anywhere. And you guys, you don't deserve to be fear-mongered. You deserve someone who gives you hope. So, yeah, mods ain't going anywhere. Oh, it's just a cow pet. I thought that was a purplicious cow pet. There. So long. And let's hope that Microsoft doesn't, you know, do anything stupid again. See you all soon.